Obviously, you've been at this a long time, and you actually use the term failing. And I think there's a lot of you almost see a wince in people when they talk about failure, which I actually think is it doesn't really help everybody. But it may also be the wrong word, because I always look at it as being learning rather than failing. Because when you screw it up, you learn an awful lot, and probably learn more. What sort of experience have you had in that area, and what have you learned going through that failure cycle, which is obviously inevitable when you are a fast-moving, innovative company like GPE?
I think I've been learning all my life, and you're never going to stop learning. I'm never going to stop making mistakes, or I'm never going to stop, because situations evolve, and you're learning different elements. And I think that the key thing is to measure that risk accordingly, right? So it's not saying, hey, it's okay to fail and don't worry about it, because that's not entirely, and equally fail fast. I get where that's coming from, but really what that is, as you're right, Jake, I think it's learn fast. It's no good failing if you're not learning from that point. The thing that got me into this was just I hate repeating mistakes, and so I think it's learn fast is the better way that I would, take feedback. What have we really learned here? I think it's really important that you create a culture of transparency, such that it is easy for a person or a team to say, you know what, this hasn't worked. We haven't managed to do something here. That thing that we said that we would do, we haven't done, rather than being afraid to say that you haven't been able to do it. And I think the more that we look into the world of technology and the world of DevOps and the way that tech world does stuff, actually there is a lot for the real estate landscape to learn, because I think real estate look at things in a more linear fashion, look at things in a more Gantt chart. This is how you build a building type fashion, because that's what we've understood. Whereas the Kanban DevOps style of what's my blocker stopping me innovating is more important thing to understand, and actually you would make greater progress with. So there you go. There's an exact example of something that I learned that I wouldn't have known 4 or 5 years ago, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the most difficult challenges leadership has, which is the real estate market traditionally has been exactly as you say, a traditionally linear form of management, Gantt style in its process, whereas I suppose the agile mindset you need as an innovative leader is something completely different. And I suppose that speaks perhaps to this culture that GPE are embedding, and what Toby and the leadership team are perhaps putting through.